Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for April 2, 2024, 2 men shot, one fatally in Hanover. Police in Hanover are probing a bizarre incident in which a shopkeeper was shot dead and another man injured at a Montpelier district in Sandy Bay, Hanover, Sunday night. An illegal firearm was also seized, and a motor car shot up during the incident, the police said. The dead man has been identified as 63-year-old Clinton Moody, a shopkeeper from the district. The injured man, who is 76 years old, has since been treated at hospital. It was reported that around 8:05 p.m., a man was seated in his parked black 2012 Toyota Mark X at a shop operated by Moody. He reportedly heard several loud explosions and immediately drove away. His vehicle later developed mechanical difficulties and he abandoned it and ran towards his home. When the shooting subsided, Moody was seen lying on his back over the shop counter with what appeared to be gunshot wounds to his upper body. The other man was seen suffering from gunshot wounds to his left hand. The police were summoned and on arrival seized a rusty-looking brown double-action 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 5 cartridges. The firearm was reportedly found in close proximity to Moody. The injured man was subsequently taken to hospital for treatment. The black Toyota Mark X was seen parked at a section of the community with several bullet holes in the bonnet and the windscreen. Moody was later transported to the Noel Holmes Hospital in Lucy, where he was pronounced dead. Established municipal courts, councillor urges. Chairman of the Public Health and the Sanitation Committee of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation, Sidney Rose, has renewed a long-standing call for a municipal court system to handle parochial matters across the country. Councillor Rose is promoting the setting up of these dedicated courts as a way of quickly and efficiently disposing of matters such as building breaches, noise abatement, and the spirit license. He recently raised the matter at the latest meeting of the Public Health and the Sanitation Committee, adding that he will be writing to local government minister Desmond McKenzie and the Chief Justice Brian Sykes to consider establishing these special courts. In February 2012, Noel R. Scott, then Minister of Local Government and Community Development, said that the establishment of the municipal court system would be introduced shortly. He said then that the minister was in dialogue with the Chief Justice regarding a proposal for the then resident magistrates court to set aside one day each month to deal exclusively with municipal matters.
It's not a want, it's a need. It's an immediate need, and you would have seen in the news at times where, we have these challenges in Kingston and other parishes, and St. Catherine being one of the fastest growing in terms of development and structures. It is warranted now. As a matter of urgency, I will have those letters written to the Honourable Minister and also the Honourable Chief Justice to look in a direction of such.
JUTC to respond on salary issues. The Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions is aiming to issue a formal response to the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service in a matter of days regarding a draft agreement between the two parties over outstanding issues on the government's compensation reconstructuring exercise. Following a recent meeting between a team from the JCTU and the Finance Ministry, the board of the Confederation has reviewed the draft agreement coming out of those talks and is preparing a formal response which is to be delivered this week to the Ministry of Finance. We have a negotiating team that takes its mandate from the board of the JCTU, and we would have gone into those discussions attempting to execute the mandate of the board. Now we are obligated to report back to the board, which we did this Saturday, said St. Patrice Ennis, president of the JCTU. We have not yet responded formally to the Ministry of Finance with respect to its draft, and so we are to look at whether what we spoke about is reflected in that draft and also whether we properly executed the mandate, he said. Quizzed about aspects of the compensation reconstruction system that are slated to take effect in April, Ennis said that the Finance Ministry had indicated that overtime retroactive payment would be paid this month. He said the ministry had also indicated that increment would be paid in April. Ennis said all appointed persons who work in central government are eligible for the increment once they perform satisfactorily or achieve the additional qualification. At the beginning of March, the JCTU issued a 10-day ultimatum to the Finance Ministry to meet with the group to settle outstanding matters under the compensation review exercise. In a letter dated November 2, 2023, the JCTU had indicated that there was agreement on all items except for the payment of increment for the period 2022 to 2025. The Confederation had also asked that Circular Number 28 from the Finance Ministry regarding traveling should be withdrawn. At the same time, Leighton Johnson, president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, said a technical team comprising representatives from the JTA, the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Education will meet to ensure that the calculations done by each group from graduate and remote allowances are identical. What we anticipate is that this technical committee meeting will triangulate the figures to ensure that the chaos that took place earlier in 2023 at the implementation of the new compensation regime does not recur when salaries are being disbursed this month, he said. He noted that the graduate and remote allowances will be paid this month and the 60% of the retroactive sums from April 1, 2022 will be paid in August and the balance of 40% disbursed in December. Buju Banton's son Miles Mary has died, brother says. Miles Mary, the 20-year-old son of reggae dancehall icon Marco Buju Banton Mary, has reportedly passed away. Yes, it is true. Jazeel Mary, another son of Banton, told the news on Monday. It's not my thing to say. It's not my job personally to give out any personal information about Miles. My father is the one who should share any details. But Miles is an article youth. His soul was clean, so I had to say something. Jazeel said that Miles was living in the United States at the time of his death. He did not divulge the cause of death or whether his brother had been ailing. We grew up together one at a time then, and he always would motivate me to never give up. He was a very motivational person no matter what. When he was younger, he wanted to be a judge, but as he got older, he got to love the rapping, so he wanted to be a rapper. On Monday, Jazeel shared a photo of the pair on his Instagram stories as he seemingly mourned the loss of his sibling. The post features a Popcorn's mournful single, Only Jah Know, along with a broken heart emoji. Woman mourns a twin sister killed in crash. Susan Thomas, whose identical twin sister perished in a bus crash in St. Anne on Sunday, is totally devastated as she contemplates facing life without her for the first time in almost 50 years. 49-year-old Susan Thomas, who was a passenger on one of two buses transporting family and friends from Wilder Street in Kingston to Thatch Hill River in St. Anne, was killed when the bus in which she was traveling got out of control and crashed into an embankment in Fern Gully. I can't believe my sister is gone. Me literally lose half of me. If you look at her, you see me, said Thomas as she pulled out her phone to show a picture of her sister. Thomas, who opted out of the trip, said that those who went were looking forward to it, especially the children who wanted to have a relaxing experience before resuming school after the Easter break. I was supposed to go, but I didn't because me say everybody can lift the yard. Although me did leave and go up on my husband, said Thomas, who has not been able to eat since her sister's death. Susan's spouse Eric Gordon, who was on the ill-fated bus, recounted the moments leading up to the crash, saying it was filled with panic. When the driver lost control, everybody started to panic. There were screams until I blocked out. That was at the time the vehicle crashed, he recalled. Susan was at the window of the driver's side, said Eric, who sustained the injuries to his arm, but is primarily concerned about their grandson, who is in a critical condition in hospital with multiple broken limbs. Reflecting on their life with Susan, which spanned over 3 decades, Eric was in total anguish. All of my life that gone, 31 years we've been together for. Me can't find a woman like she, no way, said Eric, who is also quite concerned for an 8-year-old girl who was seated close to Susan and is now fighting for her life. While the police are seeking to ascertain if the driver of the bus contributed to the accident, other reports are suggesting possible mechanical issues with the vehicle. As the family mourns the loss of Susan and continues to pray that those who are hospitalized will recover from their injuries, Eric, who has not been able to sleep since the accident, is certain that the ill-fated trip, which was the first for him, will also be his last.